dining room. Thanks, Mom. There will be a 10-minute intermission. If you need to use the restroom, they're across the street in the Marvin Center. In case of emergency, just go out the way you came through where it says exit. Please turn off all cell phones and no flash photography. And if you like what you see and you want to try it yourself, Generic will be directing proposals until this Sunday at midnight. I think that's it. Thank you. Enjoy the show. Woo!
And the dining room.
Oh boy!
Now, do you see how these rooms were designed to catch the early morning light?
Well, I'll say.
French doors, lovely garden, flowering crabs. Do you like gardening?
Used to.
All right, well imagine. Imagine having a long, leisurely breakfast in here.
As opposed to instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. You know, this is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a room very much like this one. Same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
Well, then here we are. Welcome home.
What do they ask me again?
Oh, make an offer. I think they'll come down.
The trouble is, we'll never use this room.
Oh, now.
No, really. The last 2 houses we lived in, my wife used the dining room table to sort the laundry.
Oh, dear.
Maybe you better show me something a bit more, contemporary.
Well, that means something farther out. How long have we got to find you a home?
1 day.
And how long will the corporation keep you here after you found it?
6 months to a year.
We definitely better look at something further out. Well, all right. You can take a look at the kitchen as we leave.
You shouldn't have shown me this first.
Well, I thought it was something to go by.
Well, you've spoiled everything else.
Oh, now. We'll find you a place if we've got all day. Isn't it a lovely room?
Let's go, or I'll buy it.
The dining room.
Yes,
Notice how we gravitated right to this room?
I know it.
You're sure Mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
She hardly has room for what she's got. She wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll have to draw lots then.
Unless one of us wants something and the other doesn't.
We've got to do it today.
Do you really think that's enough time to divide up a whole house?
I've got to get back. We'll draw lots and go through the rooms taking turns. Here. We'll use this salt spoon. Take your pick. You get the salt spoon, you get the dining room.
You mean you want to start here?
Got to start somewhere.
You mean you want the dining room?
Yes.
What happened to the stuff you had?
Jane took it. Part of the settlement.
If you win, where will you put it?
That's my problem.
I thought you had a tiny apartment.
I'll find a place.
I mean, your kids won't
Probably
want it.
not.
Then where?
Just choose, Sal. You don't want it.
Of course I want it.
I mean, you already have a perfectly good dining room.
Not as good as this.
You mean you want 2 dining rooms?
I give her old stuff to Debbie.
To Debbie?
She's our oldest child.
Does Debbie want a new dining room?
She might.
In a condominium?
She might.
In Denver?
She just might, Arthur.
I don't want to fight. Choose.
Perhaps we should defer the dining room.
Fine. I don't want to fight.
Good morning, Eddie.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Eddie.
Are you planning to put it in storage?
I might.
I checked on that. That costs an arm and a leg.
So does shipping it to Denver.
If you win, are you going to sell it?
I might.
It'll kick around for a while, and you'll end up calling a furniture dealer.
So what? Just choose. You don't want it.
Yes, I do.
I mean, I'm not going to sell it.
Yes, you will. It'll kick around for a while.
I am absolutely amazed you'd say that.
I don't want to fight, Arthur.
Neither do I. Perhaps we should defer the dining.
You can have the piano if I can have the dining room.
Eddie,
Yes, sir.
did I find a seed in my orange juice yesterday morning?
I strained it, sir.
I'm sure you did. Nonetheless, I think I may have detected a small seed.
I'll strain it twice, sir.
You know, Eddie, Seeds can wreak havoc with the digestion.
Yes, sir.
They can take root and grow.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Daddy!
Yes, good morning, Lizzie Boo.
Daddy, could Charlie and me?
Charlie and I.
Could Charlie and I come sitting here while you have breakfast?
Oh, you certainly may. I'd be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Yippee!
I said provided that you sit quietly in your chairs and do not fight or argue.
He says we can.
I said you may, sweetheart.
Yay! Good morning, Daddy.
Good morning, Dad.
Here's your cream, sir.
Thank you, Maddie.
Dad, when do we get to have fresh cream with our shredded wheat?
When you grow up, that's when.
I'll tell you one thing. If there's a war, no one gets cream. If there's a war, we'll all have to settle for top to bottom.
Mother said she was thinking about us having dinner in here with you every night.
Yes, your mother and I were both thinking about that, and we're both looking forward to it. As soon as you children learn to sit up straight, and I see no reason why we shouldn't all enjoy a pleasant meal together every evening.
Can we try it tonight, Dad? Can you give us a test?
No, Charlie, not tonight, because tonight we're getting a small dinner party. But I'd hope very much that you and Liz will come down and shake hands.
I get so shy, Dad.
You'll just have to learn, sweetie pie. Half of life is learning to meet new people.
What's the other half, Dad?
Was that a crack?
No.
That was a crack, wasn't it?
No, Dad, really.
That sounded very much like a smart guy wisecrack
I
to
didn't mean
me.
it as a crack, Dad, really.
Then we'll ignore it and go on with our breakfast.
Your car's here, Lizzie, for school.
Okay.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie. Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling. Sit quietly in the car. Work hard now. Don't be late. Run, run. Goodbye.
Dad, can I read the funnies?
Certainly you may. Now, this won't mean much to you, but the government is systematically ruining this country.
Miss Kelly told us about the government.
Oh, really? Who is this Miss Kelly, pray tell?
She's my teacher, Dad.
I see. What has she been telling you?
She says that there's a depression going on,
I see.
and that people all over the country are waiting in line for bread,
I see.
and that the government's got to step in and do something about it.
Annie?
Yes, sir.
I'd very much like some more coffee, please.
Yes, sir.
Now, you tell Miss Kelly she's wrong.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you exactly why. If the government keeps on handing out money, no one will want to work. And if no one wants to work, there won't be anyone around supporting such things as private schools. And if no one is supporting private schools, then Miss Kelly will be standing along with everyone else in those bread lines. You tell Miss Kelly that, if you please.
Dad,
Thank you, Annie.
do you think we could leave a little earlier today?
Believe in we always do.
I'm always late, Dad.
Nonsense.
I'm serious. Last time I walked in, they were already singing the morning hymn.
A minute or two late.
Everyone looked at me, Dad.
Will you tell them to concentrate on that hymn?
I can't, Dad.
It's that new stoplight on Richmond Avenue. It affects our timing.
It's not just a stoplight, Dad. Sometimes I walk in and they're already doing arithmetic. Miss Kelly says I have to learn to be punctual.
Miss Kelly again, eh? Now, Charlie, you listen to me. Miss Kelly may be an excellent teacher, but her factoring may be flawless, her geography may be questioned, but she does not teach us politics. Nor does she teach us how to run our lives. She's not going to tell you or me to leave in the middle of a pleasant breakfast just to get caught up in the bulk of the morning traffic. Just so you can arrive in time for a silly little hymn. Long after you've forgotten that hymn, long after you've forgotten how to factor, and long after you've forgotten Miss Kelly, you will remember these pleasant breakfasts spent around this dining room table. And here is your lovely mother to prove it.
Good morning, dear. Good morning, Charlie.
Now, I know boys who are quick to their feet when a beautiful woman enters the room.
That's all right, dear.
I also know people who are quick to push in their mother's chair.
Oh, thank you, dear.
And finally, I know people who are quick to give their mother the second section of the morning
You
table.
hear, Mom?
Thank you.
Now, Charlie, take a moment, if you would, to look at your lovely mother, bathed in this morning sunlight and reflected in this dining room table.
Oh, Russell.
Well, look at her, Charlie, and ask yourself, which is worth our ultimate attention? Your mother or Miss Kelly?
Who's Miss Kelly?
Never mind, dear. Now, which, Charlie?
My mother.
Good, Charlie, fine.